Hi, everybody. This is Eli from Midwest Muse, and it came to me in a dream. And I'm here with Mick from Car Radio.
Hi.
Hi, Mick. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You, the new album by Ethel Cain. If you listen to my podcast from last semester, my blogger podcast, we talked about theories surrounding Willoughby Tucker. And so since the album is actually out, we're actually going to talk about the album, our thoughts, and what we think actually happened. So Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You, was released on August 8th of this year, and it serves as the prequel to Ethel Cain's Preacher's Daughter, which was released in 2022. The album centers around the character of Ethel Cain growing up in Shady Grove, Alabama, during her teenage years. The album primarily focuses on the relationship between Ethel Cain and Willoughby Tucker, who is her first love. But there's also a few songs about other characters like Janie and Holly, and which is interesting because Ethel Cain didn't really, I guess she didn't, in Preacher's Daughter, she didn't really have any other characters other than like
Her
kind of
dad.
the men in her life. And yeah, so the only released song about Willoughby prior to this album was A House on Nebraska. And there was like a lot of speculation around unreleased songs that may have been about Willoughby as well. In A House in Nebraska, Ethel's like longing for Willoughby, and she reminisces on the times that they had and prays that he'll quote unquote come back around. Before the album even was announced, Mick and I were like really obsessed with Willoughby and like the idea of him and like what happened to him because he left Ethel Cain, and we don't know why, but he did.
There was just so much mystery around him, and the
Yeah.
only reason we even know his name in the first place is because of Hayden on social media, whether that be Tumblr or live streams and stuff like that. So it's basically up to the fan base and to little like breadcrumbs that she gives the fans to figure out the story of Willoughby and Ethel, and people, including us, kind of became obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted so much more, and we would like hypothesize what the lyrics mean in House in Nebraska. Like, where is he? Is he dead? You know, did he get sick? Did he leave? And why does Ethel think that he'll come back? And we got some more, backstory with this new album, but she definitely left a lot more up for interpretation with this album, which I really appreciate. She talked about kind of regretting giving so much about the lore outside of the actual works of art.
Yeah.
And I think for this one, she really kept most of it to herself, except for F Me Eyes.
Yeah.
She kind of had to explain that one, but I like that she did that.
Yeah, me too. She did something interesting about this album that she did was she went on Genius and kind of like gave annotations to some of the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So she definitely did explain some, so like I don't know, to get her fan base on like the right track.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not fully giving the whole story away.
No, but some things like she had to clarify. She said for her own like peace of mind, she had to when she was talking about F Me Eyes on her second account, which is not up anymore. She was like, I had to do this for my own peace of mind because no, this is not about Ethel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if it was about Ethel, that would change this whole story.
Everything would be, like thrown out of whack. So it needed to happen. But yeah, the annotations definitely, helped out the story. And
yeah. So we're going to talk about a little bit about our first listen in Michigan, which this was like a truly magical experience. It was like, oh my God. Like, I can't even like begin to like say how special it was, and like how, I don't know, the album was just, yeah, it was so amazing.
Yeah, we anticipated it for like the hours that it was already out, and I like stayed off of all social media so that I could listen to the entirety of it for the first time, without it being tainted at all. Like, I just wanted to hear all of it for the first time during the playthrough of the album. But I was at my grandparents' place in Michigan, which is in a beautiful town called Bridgman. It's right on the lake. And Eli came down and we listened to the album when it was dark out on the back patio, which looks out to the lake.
Yeah. Oh my, like, was it, did we listen to some of it during, because we took a few breaks, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because we listened to some during sundown.
Yeah.
It was dinner time.
Yeah. Dude, that was, I remember Willoughby's theme during sundown and staring at the waves move when that happened. And that, like, dude, that song, oh my God, it's ambient, but like, it just conveyed the emotion so well, even without words. The emotion of like this relationship that is so important, but it's like kind of going downhill, but like there's so much insecurity involved on Ethel's side. And like, yeah, it was just.
Yeah, it was kind of. I think it's perfect that it's called Willoughby's theme because I think it captures their whole story in one instrumental track.
Yeah.
You know, it was the beginning. It starts off as like beautiful, like you're entranced, you know, everything is very magical and you're falling in love, and then all of a sudden there's this big break where it kind of blows up and it's very what's the word, like atmospheric.
Yeah.
Where it kind of just takes over, kind of like representing him taking over her entire life, and it's still like beautiful. So it's like, yes, it's this big, beautiful thing, but it's overwhelming.
It's scary.
It's incredibly overwhelming and scary, and it's almost too much.
Yeah.
But that, yeah, I remember when that like break dropped.
Oh my God.
We were freaking out.
That was insane. Speaking of the breaks, I remember the Dust Bowl. Dude,
yeah.
That was insane because
this has been unreleased for a while, so we know this song.
Yeah. Like the demo, it's good just on its own, but I can't believe that somehow she made it better.
Yeah.
And it was like insane. Like there's drums added, first of all, which I really liked. And then there's like this big like I should like play it or something.
You can't copyright. But yeah, it was, so there's this part where she says the word Vietnam. Cooking our brains, smoking that your daddy smoked in Vietnam, and when she says nom, there's this big like astronomical, I don't even know the proper word for it in musical terms, but the instrumental just gets that super loud and I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know how to describe
like a big
it either,
drop.
but it's a big drop,
like,
and it's like
which
like,
was not in the original track, and Eli and I like screamed.
We like looked at each other and we're like, what the heck? Because
like immediate tears.
Yes, like because like if you listen to that song, even if you're not super into like the lore, if you're not into Ethel Cain, like it will give you goosebumps. Like it gives me goosebumps every time I listen to it to this day.
Yeah.
And I listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
It's
every time I listen to it, I have to like close my eyes and just like take in that part of the song every time.
Yeah. And I think about that.
It never gets old.
It doesn't.
No.
It doesn't. And I think about Michigan and that first time listening to it every time that part plays, because that was like such a, like, oh my God, it was so good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like first, when the first few notes of Janie came on, I could tell the tone for the entire album, and I got so excited because this specific type of slowcore where it involves, you know, like kind of heavy electric guitar, where it's like nostalgic, like title flighty, you know what I mean? I love that type of genre, and I was so excited. And then her moody vocals kicked in, and it was perfect. Like it's like the perfect tone for this era in Ethel's life. And I love that, you know, she still incorporated heavy parts, like heavy. There were some metal parts throughout the album, which I think capture the ups and downs of this era in her life and the, emotional dysregulation.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love that she included like a story about Janie, because it really it shows how Ethel
loves
just grasps onto people and like becomes very dependent on them. And then when that, friendship or relationship, whatever it is, like fails or there's change in it, it's like it affects her a lot. And yeah, I think that just you can see that in the rest of her albums, how
she clings on to people and they become her entire life. Yeah. And I think Janie was the first person that happened with, so it kind of sets the tone for what's about to come. Even though it was a friendship, you know what I mean, rather than a relationship, Janie was her entire life, and they, you can kind of interpret that they spent a lot of time together. And then Janie ended up getting a boyfriend, so that means less time with Ethel. Ethel wasn't getting all of her time, and Ethel kind of saw it as the world ending, basically.
Yeah.
Ethel's a kid, you know what I mean? Like, everything is the world ending, and she's, experienced a ton of trauma to where I think she just grasps onto any kind of love that is near her, whether that be real love or fake love. And then she saw this boyfriend as the end of the world, basically. And she touches onto, well, as she does in every track, generational themes. And says, you'll keep changing and I'll just stay the same. Yeah. And I'll turn the page to find nothing but my last name. That's out of order, but turn the page to find a blank with nothing but my last name, which basically means that she will always be, her family's daughter. She will always have to have, that evil fate of being a Cain, while everybody around her is, changing and growing and enjoying life. She'll always be tied down to her last name, which was a heartbreaking way to start off the album, but it was necessary for the background of what's about to come.
And I feel like that has ties to Family Tree, because a later song in the album, Tempest, also references Family Tree.
That's from Willoughby's perspective.
Yeah.
We went too far. Okay, so
what do you mean we went too far?
That was the first track. Second track is Willoughby's theme, which we already talked about.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the ambient tracks and just how, I'm not going to talk too much about them, but because there's not much, I mean, there's analysis to be done, but, you guys need to listen to that track, all those ambient tracks, because they're so
I
beautiful.
think that where they are at in the album is really important too. I think
that's true
for Preacher's Daughter and Willoughby Tucker. Just listening to them all the way through and getting to know the context is really important for how you interpret these instrumental tracks. And I think they make them much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Not like they are, outside of their context, but it just helps. So there's Willoughby's theme, and then F Me Eyes.
Yeah.
Which is about Holly Reddick.
Yes.
Yes, she is the diva. She's the baddie of the town. Basically, she
she's a baddie.
Yeah, she's just a baddie.
She's a baddie.
And she dresses a baddie, in a very Christian town. And all the boys want her.
Yeah.
And basically it's just Ethel being insecure, thinking that Willoughby would want her instead because of whatever that may be, because she's prettier, because she's better, sexual favors, whatever it may be. And it's basically just represents Ethel's insecurities, but also ties to Holly's insecurities, because there's, the line, no one ever wants to take her home, showing how, people just, want Holly for her body, her looks, whatever, and not actually to care for her.
Yeah.
And so I think it just shows the insecurities that goes into being a woman in this small town, being in a patriarchal Christian society, being perceived by men even when you're young in high school, and how I don't know if this was confirmed on Genius, but how like Holly is jealous of Ethel too.
I think Hayden said something about that.
Yeah, how
but
like,
I think it's, I don't know, because Ethel is like the quote unquote good girl of the town.
yeah, she's
and
the
then
goody,
Holly's
she's
like,
the preacher's daughter.
Exactly, is
You
the
know,
exact opposite.
She's very conservative and modest clothing, etc. You know, a good girl. And Holly has this known personality for the opposite of that, I guess, and I'm sure they're both jealous for what they can't be and what they can't have.
Yeah.
What they can't provide. And that is a big, and like, what's this? I've been looking for this word the entire podcast. It's it has to do with a movie, and it's a big word.
Cinematic.
So it's like very cinematic. You can kind of picture, at least I can when I'm listening to FMEI, is like the scene where Holly's driving through the town, everybody stares at her and she's walking out of her Cadillac at school, you know what I mean? And a lot of the lyrics are exaggeration, like
yes,
she's Miss Holiday and blah blah blah, like she's not actually pimping out and stuff.
No.
But it's Ethel kind of jabbing.
Yeah. There's like jealousy there, but it's also like, yeah, I don't know.
She's also like, picking on her. Yeah, and it's also like the town gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very cinematic, and it's a synth pop song. So beautiful, incredible synths. She belts in this song, which she doesn't do for the entirety of the album except for in this song. It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful song. And I think Nettles was first on the set list. Is it? Because I remember.
No, it was in order.
Wait. Wow.
And
that's weird.
Did you notice she had bicolors during FMEI?
She did. Well, there's some sort of like homoeroticism there.
Yeah, especially with Janie.
JD and Holly.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. And Hayden never talked about, like, never tried to end those rumors that it was a homoerotic friendship.
Yeah.
So,
well, like,
which that just probably goes into Ethel's shame too.
That's
feeling
true.
that way about a girl.
That's true. Yeah, this is not confirmed, so we don't know. But like,
everybody
do.
And then after that, this song that like changed my brain chemistry. Basically, and it's my second top song of the year. It will never ever change. It will never get old. It is the Nettles.
Dude, like,
the first single of the album.
Perfect song.
Through and through.
It just like really like transports you to this like to like Ethel's world. Ethel's world and
her perspective on the entire thing, basically. Yeah, it was a perfect first single. It's been worked on for years, and you can tell.
Yeah, it used to be unreleased, and people really liked it, but I wish we could play it because
I know
it's beautiful.
I know,
and every time I'm on a drive or like in the woods or whatever, like I think of that song, and I think of driving, and I think of the woods, and I think of fishing.
I think of prairies. I think of power lines.
Yes,
I think
power lines, for
willow
sure.
trees above a river. I think of laying down in grass.
I think of like a secluded little area that's yours only, and that you only know about, and you go there to find peace.
I was in Michigan recently, kind of on a solo trip, and I found this river, and I was walking in the woods near it, and that's the first song I played, just because, like, it's perfect. You just need it.
Yeah, exactly.
I played that on repeat, just sitting out there. That's what the song is made for, I think. I think it's set, like,
it really like portrays Ethel's, I guess, view on love really well, and on herself. Like, to love me is to suffer me.
One of the best
that's
lyrics
crazy.
of all time, and I think it's so much packed into a few words.
Yes.
I think it's beautiful. So nettles, they sting when they touch you, but she
and it hurts from experience. It really hurts.
But they're very beautiful. And so to love me, to touch me, to, be in a relationship with me is to suffer me. You have to deal with my traumas with me and, process those with me. And I want to bring in Hayden's kind of backstory with this because I think it's very relatable. And I love how she described it. So when she wrote the song, she had never really fallen in love like that before. But she has these fears of falling in love. And she thinks she knows exactly how it would go down, basically. So she manifested it into this project, into Ethel, into Willoughby, to kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
In a
to
different
remind
manner.
herself almost. To like remind herself like this is what like this story of Willoughby and Ethel is what's gonna happen if you don't like
work on it, I guess. Or it was kind of like an outlet to work on it.
Yes.
Basically. And she just needed to get it out, I think. So she always thought that she would have to deal with her traumas with her partner and it would be too much and she would cling on and she would feel them slipping away. And that's what Nettles is about. It's basically Ethel thinking about everything that could go wrong and just wanting to run off and live a perfect life with Willoughby, which is just unattainable. Yeah. And she's a kid. Yeah. She can't think that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do like that there's also, there's ties with generational trauma with Ethel, as we have seen, but then also this song brings in kind of the generational trauma that Willoughby has as well with his father. Yeah.
There's a lyric, my favorite lyric of Nettles on that picture on the wall, "You're scared of looks just like you," which
that lyric is lyric is crazy.
Yeah, heavy. Like representing his father, obviously. Yeah. And how it's saying that it looks just like you, which is crazy to say. But basically, like, they're turning into their biggest fears.
They are, yeah.
And they're witnessing each other do it. But at the same time, it's this beautiful alt folk slowcore song where there's a lot of country twang. There's a banjo. I was just thinking, I was collecting songs that I think she could perform with an orchestra because I want to hear Nettles live with an orchestra. I think that would be incredible.
That would be incredible.
It would be insane. The mixing is beautifully done, and I can't emphasize that anymore. The mixing on this track is absolutely insane. Everything complements each other perfectly. Yeah. It's beautiful.
And I love how it's a mix, like, with a ton of different demos. Yeah. If you listen, she did this podcast, and she talked about how all these different Nettles had so many different sounds, and you can kind of pick out the different demos. Each demo kind of has a place in the song, which I think is. Mick already said this, but it's taken years for this song to really get where it is now. But
yeah, she was at a show in Mexico, and then she thought of the song again, which the song was made in 2021. 2022.
2021.
Because I don't think she
2022
finished.
sounds
no, because she
correct.
didn't finish Preacher's Daughter yet. Cause she was still.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And she wrote it when she first moved into her Alabama house, and then she kind of just left it on SoundCloud for a while, and then picked it back up in Mexico 'cause she was thinking, wow, what a perfect song for Willoughby.
Yeah.
And so they started going through a bunch of different demos or ideas for demos. And so they tried like a dream pop version, and then they tried, what else did they try?
They tried this like really heavy one. It was like there was some
the lo-fi one. I hated that one.
I don't think it was lo-fi, but I also only listened to it once, and then Nick said that, and I was like, oh, I don't know. But
you know those Simpson edits, like the Bart Simpson edits, that sounded like that. No hate to Hayden. She also scrapped it immediately.
What caught my nobody liked it. Like everybody she showed was like, no, this is not right.
Yeah.
But I liked, there was like ambience there, which I like. But I guess the beginning of the song sounded lo-fi.
There's good
but
ambient,
I've never
and then
heard
there's
it.
lo-fi.
See, it's not, but I did not catch lo-fi. All right, maybe I need to listen to it again. But yeah, Nettles I think is like oh my god, like when we heard that live, that was
one of my favorites live, because I just like, I'm getting shivers just thinking about it because there's so much history with that song. I remember, I remember when she posted the snippet of the beginning of the track. It was just a few seconds of the instrumental with a power line in the valley, basically, and just as like a teaser, and that was it. And immediately I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah.
Immediately I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. Like the country twang, the folk. It was slow. It was like I couldn't ask for a better genre from her, you know. I was so excited. And then when that song came out, I was with a friend, so I couldn't listen to it, but I remember looking through the lyrics really quickly. And trying to, I was like with them, I was like, I have to look at these lyrics really quick. And then I listened to it later that night.
Yeah. I think that it's interesting how Willoughby's interlude is right after it, because that one, that's like a darker song. Like right after Nettles, where there's like a, like almost like a fantasy dream-like aspect to it. Well, there is a dream aspect to it, but like right after that, then there's like a crashing down of like reality almost, you know?
Definitely, yeah. Nettles, like, while it does touch on traumas and stuff, it's still happy.
It is, yeah.
At least compared to everything else, it's upbeat. And
it is.
It's beautiful, and it's slow, and it's
it's
bittersweet. You know what I mean?
There's hopefulness to it.
Yeah.
There's at least some sort of hopefulness to it. Where Hayden's like, Ethel's like, you know, just imagine us when we're married.
Imagine us after the wedding.
Yeah.
You know, living this perfect life together.
Where it doesn't matter who held back from who.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It like nothing.
It doesn't matter where we came from, where we started off. Like, we're
exactly.
perfect now, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then after that, it's Willoughby's interlude, which is a longer instrumental track.
I like the Is it that one with the Twin Peaks influence, or is that Willoughby's? Well, yes, but like where the last part of it was super.
The piano was very Twin Peaks.
It like super like. Yeah. Okay.
And then after that,
Dust Bowl.
the one, the only. We already talked about it.
We did, but I really like how I love Dust Bowl. Oh my god, like this, such a special song to me.
Yeah,
I love. I guess the portrayal of Willoughby in the song and how he's scared, and he's just this boy.
Yeah, I know. I think that's so important to touch on. It touches on all of his fears.
It does.
And kind of how Ethel handles that. It kind of, because up until now, we are getting Willoughby from Ethel's perspective. And that is someone who can save her from all of her hardships, someone who she can have this perfect life with, someone like her savior, basically. And in Dust Bowl, it's like, he's just this scared little boy.
He is.
He's same age, you know. Has to deal with trauma. He is, you know,
it also
not
touches
the savior that she makes him out to be.
Yeah, it almost. I mean, you can see this later in the album, but, or Ethel, this is one lyric where it's, you tried to wait in because you wanted just to tell me who you were.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethel wants to be in control of this entire relationship, but Willoughby is like, no, like you're putting this, I guess, facade on me where I can't be I can't protect you. I can't always provide, you know? And it also touches on, we talked about this in the last podcast, but their drug use and weed and whatnot.
How that
probably more stuff too.
Yeah, and I'm sure that ties into, you know, codependence and everything, just a toxic relationship in general.
Yeah.
This track just feels like where everything's just kind of gets
messy.
It gets a little messy. It feels a little grimy. Things are not perfect, and that Nettle's dream is fading away. Yeah, and it touches on Willoughby's fears too of the weather, which is a common theme, and it will tie into the story later on.
Yes.
Which is one of the most beautiful lyrics ever.
My favorite verse, that entire part of the song,
is so incredible.
Insane.
The lead up to the Vietnam lyric is just a dream.
Yeah. That's definitely one of, if not my favorite part of the album. I think it's like when I saw it live, I was sobbing, and I ruined all of the recordings I had of it, but it was so emotional to have experienced that.
Yeah.
You know?
My jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the next song, A Knock on the Door, is one of your favorites. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I love A Knock on the Door. It's the only track on the album that is recorded like this. It's raw vocals. It's really intimate and personal, and then it's just a finger picking acoustic guitar. It's very minimal and very personal. Basically, touches on a little bit more of Willoughby's fears of having that knock on the door, which would be
death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death or the same fate as his dad.
Yeah.
So, his dad is in jail, we can assume, and that knock on the door could represent him doing the same, or him just falling down the same path as his dad, whether that be, you know, through behavior or through personality, whatever that may be, or death. Yeah.
It does. I mean, in that song, I think it's because it's interesting where Willoughby's not scared of that, but Ethel is. Like, Willoughby's not scared of that knock on the door, but I'm
still scared of your knock on the door. Yeah.
Yeah, where it's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Willoughby's not scared of death, but Ethel is. And then Ethel saying, everything I've loved straight to death.
Which
There's
is
a lot of death
one of my favorite
themes.
lyrics on the track. Basically, like, yeah, it's just kind of acknowledging that it's the end of the, you know,
fantasy and dream.
And that's what I love about this. She's starting to acknowledge that now. She's like, wow, okay, yeah, I can't, there's no hope to cling on to anymore, you know what I mean? I'm still going to cling on to this person, but, you know, this dream that I have, I think this is where she's kind of touching base with reality. And touching base with the fact that he could, you know, fall down the same path as his dad, and he's not this savior that she's making him out to be.
Yeah.
And she kind of puts it on herself now. Like, I've loved him straight to death. I've loved this idea straight to death. You know, I romanticize this so much to where I've been let down.
Exactly.
Basically, she let herself down.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I love the lyric. I know you by your footsteps on the floor. I know you by your knock at the door, because it's like we've got to this point where, you know, she still loves him. She knows him so well. They probably spend like every single day together.
Yeah.
But this dream is gone. But they're still very intertwined in each other's lives, and she still just doesn't want to leave him.
Yeah.
Knowing that it's not going to end well.
Yeah. There's a codependence there, and there's fear, and then insecurity. I'm sure Ethel was like, I don't know if anyone would ever love me the way that Willoughby did. Because, I mean, that's all she experienced as a teenager.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when you're that young, like, a relationship that can easily become, like, your whole life. Very easily. Okay, so now we can talk about Tempest.
I think that's a very fitting
I agree. I think
sound for this song.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Tempest right after A Knock on the Door is crazy work.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
Yeah. Yeah, Ethel finally understanding the reality of Willoughby, and then this song from Willoughby's perspective about his traumas, that it's just like earth shattering. It was really, really hard to listen to this song on the first time.
I think from Ethel's perspective, you see so much dreamy hopefulness and almost like a fantasy. But when you get to Tempest, which is from Willoughby's perspective, like there's such a switch up almost. Like Willoughby is really struggling.
Yeah,
and
it's like
I think
you go ahead.
You can go.
I think the production of the song captures the experience of depression, especially at that age where it kind of succumbs you. It takes over your entire being. And he touches on, kind of anger and struggle with control along the song too, which I think really ties into depression at that age. Lack of control, like I'll hurt myself if I want.
Yeah.
I'm not this angel you make me out to be. I'm struggling, and I'm going to, I don't know, I guess allow myself to if I want to.
And he's even telling Ethel, like, you can try and stop me, hold me, do all the things that you do, but like it's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. It's like Ethel might think that she can, like, her love will like save Willoughby, but that's not really the case here. And Willoughby's trying to tell Ethel that, and like tell her that, hey, like, I'm not this guy you make me out to be. I'm not like, and you could really see that in this song. And he says, I want to go home, but it's no good. I'm gonna regret this forever. She says forever like over 20 times or something. And the whole album, production, it just drags on. And her vocal fry's very low, and there's a vocal fry to it. And it's really up for interpretation. But this part of the song is very big. There's a lot going on. Yeah. The drums are insane on this part. He's kind of going, I think it's just like a mental breakdown. Basically, everything's crashing in on him, I'll never be this perfect guy for Ethel, all of his traumas are kind of coming down on him, and he's going down the drain, like quite literally. Yeah, which is a lyric. But in this part, it's said that Ethel, so his biggest fear is the weather, specifically tornadoes. He doesn't like them. And it's like debilitating on his life. He needs, so like that's when he needs Ethel the most, basically, is during storms. Yeah, and Hayden released this like almost diary entry sort of thing a long time ago, about like Willoughby, before Preacher's Daughter was released, I'm pretty sure. But it said, Ethel says, like, I left Willoughby under a table during a tornado. Yeah. And it's like his worst fears came true. And she wasn't there for him in that time where he, like, really, like you said, he really needed her. So I think during this time, everything is kind of
honing in on him, and
Mhm.
he's just processing everything.
Yeah.
Must be
And
awful. I mean, it sounds awful.
It
It's
does.
a gut-wrenching song.
it's in that same like little diary entry thing. She says that that's the night that she really lost him,
Mm-hmm.
but not really, like he didn't die in the tornado, but like lost him emotionally and like mentally,
mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
which I think is really portrayed well in this song, and it's
a
very heavy song.
Yeah, he kind of picks at Ethel a bit too.
He does, yeah.
With more ties to family tree in the beginning, he says, "Do you
swing
from
your neck?"
Yeah,
Hoping that someone, what is it? Hold on, let me look it up.
hoping that someone else would care."
Yeah, I think that's right.
So swinging from the neck, representing her family tree, hoping that somebody cares. Like, she basically needs somebody to save her from the curse of her generational trauma.
Yeah.
And he's kind of poking fun at her for it, like, upset that he needs to be the one to save her, basically.
Yeah. She almost has this sort of... No, that's not the right word. Never mind.
But keep in mind, the song is the only song from his perspective, so we get a little look into his mind, which is very, very dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the forevers go on for a while. It's very big, and then at the very end, it just cuts to silence in the middle of this big, lots of drums, lots of production, and then silence.
Yeah.
So to me, that is Willoughby. To me, this is Willoughby taking his life.
Yeah.
The build up to this song sounds like someone who is struggling with suicide. And I think, and then to end it with, "I'm going to regret this forever," and then it goes silent.
Yeah.
I think Willoughby Tucker took his life.
I agree with this theory. And I think through, even in this song, in Tempest, but also just like throughout the album, you can like tell, even from Ethel's perspective, that Willoughby's struggling a lot. And this song is like, so, yeah, not to repeat what you said, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Waco right afterwards.
15-minute song, used to be 20.
It is. It's almost a retelling of the whole story.
It's bittersweet again.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minimal production, but it brings back some of those dreamy aspects, but it's still kind of touching base with reality.
Yeah.
I'd say.
The song, it switches up a lot.
Oh yeah, it tells their whole story, and the
does.
production follows. It's not, it's not extreme changes or anything,
No,
but
no.
It definitely changes throughout to tell the story. And it's just one of the most beautiful songs you will ever listen to.
Yeah. I think it's almost... I like there's this lyric in the demo where Ethel sings, "I hope we die today," but in the release version, she just says, "I hope I die today."
Yeah.
Which I think really, again, supports the hypothesis that Willoughby killed himself.
And I think she might have added that in recently. Not recently, for this out. I think she added that plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope I die today, save me from another late night of red eyes. She's like, save me from the heartache I'm going through right now, probably because either she lost her lover or he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of just goes through their whole story, and she finally touches into the reality of his perspective and her perspective together in one song. She touches on the fact that, I was picking names for our children where you were figuring out how to feed them. So, the optimist versus pessimist type of thing. Finally understanding, where he's coming from.
Yeah. And there's also just kind of, she's also realizing her own limits too, where, now the weight's too much and I can't hold you anymore. I can't. can't do it.
I think
You know?
this job that she set out for herself, whether she was doing it properly or not, or she was supposed to be doing it, of, taking care of Willoughby,
Mm-hmm.
even though he didn't
can't-
want
yeah,
that.
he
I
did
think
not.
she was like, it's too much, I can't do it anymore. Even though she didn't need to be doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
She gave up.
Yeah.
And realized that it was just not meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this song touches on young love very well, especially from the feminine perspective. Wrong word, like from a girl's perspective. Basically saying, like, are you angry? Do you hate me? She repeats that multiple times throughout the song. Whether Willoughby was upset with her or struggling with, personal aspects, it's always, like, why do you hate me? Why are you angry with me? She rarely thought about, like, what he needed.
Yeah.
Like, if he needed support with something separate, he's like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Like, why are you angry at me?
Yeah.
Which is heartbreaking from both ends, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You can really see, I guess, where was I going with this?
I don't know.
I had something to say and I forgot it. But
I want to say my favorite.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to say my favorite lyric of the entire album. It's the best part, I think, of the entire album too. It's kind of middle end, I'd say, of the song, where a heavier drum beat kicks in and it says, I never meant to hurt you, but somehow I knew I would.
Yeah.
'Cause
oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
I think her fate is to hurt the people around her. To love me is to suffer me. Even though she did everything she could for that not to be the case, it was just bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she could have taken steps for that not to be the case, but she's a kid.
Yeah.
That, and with her family ties, generational trauma, personal trauma, whatever, it's her fate to hurt the people around her. Which was, just a heartbreaking lyric.
Yeah.
It was also one of my favorite parts of the concert, singing that live. Yeah. And saying, will it be like this forever, 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 forever?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tying back to Tempest. Feeling this heartache that is probably like so grand, but also it seems like with this song, as it kind of trails on, it shows that she's still moving on with her life, but this heartache will always follow her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's functioning in society and everything, but it's still weighing her down. She's like, will it be like this forever? Will I always feel like this? Will you always be on my heart, on my conscience? Will this experience always be with me? Like, will I always have to process this?
Yeah.
Like, how long will it take to heal?
Yeah. And she says, like, time may forgive me, but I won't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I won't forgive myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter how much time goes on, she's gonna
the universe,
keep
like,
thinking
the
about
time will
this.
forgive her.
Yeah.
Which is,
But, like, she will never forgive herself.
Mm-mm.
And, like, you can see how, I mean, she thinks about Willoughby all the time. In Preacher's Daughter, we're a house of Nebraska. She still calls home to the house, back to the house in Nebraska. And she still believes in Nebraska dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
She will always think about that lovely time that they had together and cling on to it and think of it as the best point in her life. And she does until she passes away in Preacher's Daughter and Sunbleach Flies, which is where she's going into the afterlife. And at the very end of that song, she talks about House in Nebraska. Yeah. And I'm still praying for that house in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that, like, brings me goosebumps every single time, because even in the afterlife, where she talks about meeting him, whatever that may be, she's in the afterlife and still thinking about the house in Nebraska.
Yeah.
So she is comparing the house in Nebraska to be better than the afterlife.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And she's, just clinging on to that idea.
Mm-hmm. And she brought, like, a house in Nebraska. Like, it's part of the story, obviously, but she really brought that to her concert as well. She had she played that little snippet, and I just, like, Bro,
After Waco, Texas, she played a song for
burst
House
out
Nebraska.
crying.
Yeah,
Like,
because I
literally.
forgot that was gonna play. Like, because I had
Mhm.
the set list memorized, but I I forgot that was gonna play, and I'm like, oh my god, it felt like my heart just got like ripped out of my chest by
Yeah.
her. And it was a different version of House Nebraska. It was like acoustic, and
It was
she
very
was
short.
using
It
her
wasn't
head
the whole
voice
song.
instead of she wasn't belting it, which
no.
is how it's recorded, and it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
She's kind of reminiscing on that time, because Ethel will always reminisce on that time, obviously, because she is in the freaking afterlife. Just yeah, but it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track.
Yeah. That whole concert was just a very surreal experience.
Mm-hmm.
Very emotional.
Yeah.
And very
Wet rain.
Oh yeah, it was raining. I was like, what? But yeah, it was raining, which it was sprinkling like the perfect amount during
the
Waco,
show.
which
Oh my god,
my goodness, was just it was
perfect,
magical, and
yeah,
it was just beautiful. I think I don't know. I haven't been to many concerts, but that was definitely the best concert I've been to. But I built it up so much in my head. No, that's actually not true. I knew that I was going to enjoy myself no matter what, and I think my expectations were definitely exceeded. We got Barricade.
Yes, I was really surprised we got Barricade at Salt Shed.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But yeah, this album is very special to me, and I think
I'll ever get sick of this album.
Me neither.
It's so like it'll never get.
Yeah,
I'll never get over it.
Me neither. I'm excited for what else is to come as well. Mother of a Preacher, and
which is the next album she's working on in the trilogy.
Wife of a Preacher, and then Mother of a Preacher. Yeah,
Mother of a Preacher will probably be in like 2073, but I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be at the record store.
I'll be sat down.
Yeah, she takes a while on her projects, which is so worth it.
Definitely.
I want to talk about the critical acclaim this album has gotten. Preacher's Daughter was a sleeper's album for a while. It was kind of a cult favorite, which it still kind of is. But a few months to a year after its release, that's when it started getting pretty popular. Whether that be from TikTok or word of mouth, whatever. It just got more popular. And with Willoughby Tucker, because of her, she has more of a status because of Preacher's Daughter.
Yeah.
People were more inclined to listen to it. And a lot of people loved it.
A lot of people love this album. Like,
yes. Which is completely understandable.
I think even if you don't know the lore, like, I think you will like the album because of how good the production is and how just like
nobody mixes like her. And shout out Matthew Matosi, he produced the album with her. And some of his vocals are on it as well. But nobody mixes like them, and I can't emphasize that enough. There are some like parts of the album where I'm like, nobody would ever think to do it like that. But yeah, it's so simple as well. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yes. And she released a bunch of physical media for this album immediately, which she has never done before, which was really cool to experience. Like seeing having like a whole release era for Ethel, which hasn't really, she usually she obviously she creates a theme for every album. Like with Perverts, like it was a big era. And
that
stuff.
was, I think that was like one of the, like that era wasn't like online was crazy.
Yeah, it was
so like exciting.
Yeah, but this was like she was a true musician in this release era. Like she was doing interviews. She was promoting herself much more. She was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Rightfully, I think she's very proud of this project.
Oh yeah, definitely, and she should be.
Yeah.
She talked about like in the making of it though, she hated herself and her work and everything about it.
Yeah.
It was hard, and also like a lot of these B-sides were done years ago when she was in a worse place, and so she kind of had to touch into those parts of herself again, which is, a very hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as any artist goes to their project, they start like hating it for a little bit. But
I think
she's proud of it now.
I think she also just was going through a really hard time during that era as well. She's on probation, which definitely like had an impact on her mental health, and where she couldn't really leave. And and she was like kind of inside all day. It was kind of during Pervert's era too. I think it just bled into that era, But she was just kind of working constantly. She said she cried every day making this album.
Yeah.
Which honestly it is such a
I can't imagine making this album. Like listening to it is one thing, but making it? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine. And it's so vulnerable to allow others to experience those parts of your
of your mind.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes. But we're excited for what's to come. She's on tour, and she's going to be on tour for like another over a year. And then she's probably going to fall off the face of the earth for another year, which is sad, but I'm loving where we're at now,
If I mean I know she's gonna fall off the face of the earth for a bit, and I honestly, me too, because I think she needs a break. Like, I don't think she's ever gotten this. I don't know. Like, this is the biggest she's been so far in her career, and but yeah, there's so many good things to come, and we are both very excited, and we'll be here next year if she releases something else.
I'm praying for
doing
a
this
from,
podcast,
like a little side project single or something.
Yeah.
And she talked about how the EPs were all, practicing different productions for her album. So you never know. We might get another EP.
I hope so. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I hope we get another Perverts.
Yeah.
Well, nothing could ever be.
Mother Preacher. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And also, like, Perverts came out of her being locked up. Not locked up, I'm sorry. In her own home.
Yeah.
Like,
she didn't go anywhere. It's her favorite project.
Yeah.
By far. Like, she
loves that album.
And so do I, because you know what? It is perfect fall album. It's a perfect
winter album.
Perfect winter album, yes.
I've been listening to it a lot recently.
Me too.
It's just incredible.
It is.
What he thinks like her. I remember I saw her at Talia Hall last year at her Lala after show, and Perverts wasn't out yet, but she's like, I'm gonna play some tracks from a new project, and she played Perverts, the song, and Amber Waves, like, I'll never forget it because she was so entranced by her own work. Like, you could tell how much she loved it, and it was so cool. It was funny because nobody knew what to do.
Yeah.
Most of her, because all Preacher's Daughter, you can at least sway, jump or whatever. People were just like staring at her, and I was like, wow, this is church, in which it was.
Yeah.
But it was beautiful, and it's come so far. It's so cool.
I think you can kind of see how people were really just holding on to every word at the Salt Shed. Like, people were dead silent and on a few of those tracks because you can't you can't sing, but also it's just like it's a performance. He didn't put on a performance for her audience, and people held on to, like, that was such, like, I don't know, like, our crowd was pretty good.
Yeah, no,
was very good.
They were great. She really does put on performance during. She did Onanist and Vacillator, which was so awesome. Just live, and she like caresses the cross that she sings on and everything, and she kind of just goes into her own little world, and we all just stare in awe, basically.
Yeah.
Like, insane, beautiful part of the show.
Yeah.
We want Perverts on Vinyl.
We want Perverts on Vinyl. We want to see Some Bleach Flies live in Tulsa.
And it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, we might venture out to Tulsa,
We
Oklahoma to see her
Again.
at her last show of the tour.
Because well, I know she's
I'll
going.
be graduated from college. I won't have anything to do with my life. So
Well, that's not necessarily
why not go
true.
to Tulsa,
Nick.
Oklahoma?
Well, yeah. I mean, we can like have like a little road trip. Like,
Yeah.
you can have a road trip. You can go. You don't have to worry about school. You can go
Exactly.
and have fun.
And I'll be graduated, and it's at it's called
Cain's
Theater.
Ballroom.
Yeah, which is so funny. But it looks like a dive bar. It's so Hayden, and I'm so excited to see it. I can't wait to be. Well, if we do go, I'm excited to see that place because it looks awesome. Like, I would go there even if the show wasn't there.
Agreed. I mean, I hope we can go. I have to wait for my next paycheck though, but it's okay. I'm sure. I don't think it's gonna sell out.
I haven't even checked because I want the last show. There's 3 shows there. I want the last one.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people want the last one.
Well, we have to go, Mick. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening and to this hour-long podcast about us talking about something we're very passionate about.
Yeah.
I hope you. Okay. This is basically Despel. Okay. Goodbye. Oh my God, Mick. Okay. No. Goodbye, people. Bye, people. Say bye, Mick.